Hi friends and my students, welcome to my channel Studies in English Literature and Language, and today as usual we will discuss one of the important topics on English literature and language with you. And before starting our topic, I would request you to kindly subscribe to my channel and watch this video till the end. Today's topic of discussion is the Latin influence on English language. How English language was influenced by the Latin will be discussed in this video lecture. The advantages and disadvantages of Latin influence on English language will also be elaborately discussed in this video lecture. So let's begin. At the very outset of my discussion, I am making one thing clear, that the English language borrowed words from Latin in three distinct phrases, and these phrases I am discussing now. Firstly, during Roman invasion, and you all know that Romans ruled in Britain for long 400 years, and during that time many words were borrowed from Latin, and those words are related to the fields of war, travel, commerce and others. Then the second phase of these Latin borrowings was during the time of Christianization, during or after the Christianization. And you all know that Christianity was introduced in England in 597 AD. And during that time many Latin words were also borrowed in English language, and these words are basically related to the religious field. Then the third phase of Latin borrowing comes, and that phase is during and after the Renaissance, that means around the Renaissance time. And during that time the words, especially the scientific and abstract words, were borrowed from the Latin, and this borrowing is still going on, and still new types of words and the words specially related to scientific and technical words are entering into the English vocabulary. Now I shall discuss the advantages of Latin influence on English language. Firstly, due to Latin influence, the vocabulary of English language has been enriched to a great extent, and Latin words have filled up the gaps in the native vocabulary. Suppose in the English language there were not sufficient words to express some ideas, but Latin already had the words to express those ideas. So English people borrowed those words from Latin, and in this way Latin words filled up the gaps in the native vocabulary. And the second influence of Latin, that means the second advantages of Latin influence on English, is a great and significant one. And what is this? That Latin has provided adjectives to several native nouns, and I am giving some examples where the nouns are the native words, that means English words, and the Adjectives are the Latin words. Firstly, home. The word home is a native word, that means it is English word, and its adjective is domestic, and the domestic is a Latin word. Similarly, sun to solar, moon to lunar, son filial, father paternal, mother maternal, eye ocular. Next advantage of Latin influence on English language is that several Latin words act as the synonyms of the English words. They have exactly the same meaning. For example, ask is an English word and its Latin equivalent is interrogate. Similarly, rise is an English word and its Latin synonym is ascent. Fire is an English word and its Latin synonym is conflagration. But those Latin words have now made its inroad into the English vocabulary and they have been a part of English vocabulary. Next influences, that means next advantages of Latin influence on English language are: Latin has made English internationally intelligible, as Latin words are used for international communication. And I am giving two examples of two words which are now internationally intelligible words, and those words are telegram and telegraph. These two words, that means telegram and telegraph, they are Latin words, but we do not use the English words, that means wire and to wire. They have the same meaning, that means they are equivalent to telegram and telegraph, but we do not use the native words, rather we use the words telegram and telegraph, which are Latin words, and these words are used for international intelligibility. Next, high sounding Latin words have made English language majestic, enhancing its grace. Actually, Latin words have made English sonorous, majestic, and graceful. So, these are the principal advantages of Latin influence on English language. Now, coming to the disadvantages of Latin influence on English language, I can point out certain disadvantages here. Firstly, due to large scale Latin borrowings, the growth of native vocabulary has been stunted. The growth of native vocabulary has not become as it should have been because of the Latin influence. If there were no Latin influence on English language, English people would have coined certain new words to express the ideas which cannot be expressed by the native vocabulary. But because of the availability of the Latin words, they freely borrowed Latin words, and due to this borrowing, the native English vocabulary has not flourished as it should have been. Secondly, several Latin adjectives are out of harmony with the native words that are simple, and these adjectives are rarely used. For example, the adjectives like vernal. Vernal is the adjective form of the noun spring. autumnal, hibernal are seldom used in the native language. Next, disadvantage of Latin influence on English language is that many Latin synonyms are superfluous and out of harmony with the native language, and these synonyms cannot express the subtle shades of meaning of the native language. As for example, the words ask and interrogate, though they appear to be synonymous, are not same in meaning and uses. Ask is a formal word. I am asking certain questions to you. But when the word interrogate is used, it is used mostly and specifically in the matter of crime. That means policeman is interrogating the criminal, the policeman is interrogating the thief. So the word interrogate is specifically related to the field of crime, whereas the word ask is a formal word. So these two terms, though they seem to be synonymous, are not same in their uses. Next, several Latin words are undemocratic and ordinary people do not prefer to use them. As for example, common and ordinary people prefer the native word sleeplessness in place of the Latin word insomnia. There are several Latin words in English language which cannot be understood without classical base or classical knowledge, and common people do not hold that classical knowledge to such a great extent as to use those Latin words. So this is one of the important drawbacks of Latin influence, that Latin words are undemocratic in their nature. Next, many Latin words are difficult to pronounce as they have created confusion in the pronunciation system, and several linguists think that the stress should be on the first syllable, several think that it should be on the second syllable, and this confusion has made the pronunciation of the Latin words a kind of anarchic one. And next disadvantage of Latin influence on English is that Latin words have also encouraged an inflated tragedy of style, as words that are undemocratic and stilted are used to a great extent by the English speakers. So these are some of the disadvantages of Latin influence on English. So from our discussion, we find that Latin influence on English is not an unmixed blessing. Rather, it is something between a help and a hindrance. Actually, Latin influence do have certain advantages as well as certain disadvantages. So Latin influence is something between a help and a hindrance. So my friends and my students, thanks to all for watching this video attentively till the end. And if you like this video, please press the like button and also share this video among your friends. And also please subscribe to this channel for getting more and more updates on English literature and language teaching. So thanks to all. Please wait for the next video.